Tala had always been drawn to stories of ancient civilizations. She had spent years studying maps, old journals, and forgotten legends. The jungle of Guatemala had always called to her, but this time, her heart pounded more than usual. She had received a tip about a hidden Mayan temple, one that had not been seen by outsiders for hundreds of years. The idea that she might discover something no one had ever touched filled her with excitement. The sun was rising as Tala cut through thick vines and twisted roots. Her backpack was heavy with tools, notebooks, and a small flashlight. Birds called from the treetops, and the smell of damp earth mixed with the scent of flowers she could not name. Every step deeper into the jungle made the air feel older, as if it remembered the hands of those who had walked here centuries ago. After hours of walking, Tala finally saw it. A stone structure rose from the greenery, half hidden under vines and moss. Its walls were carved with jaguars, snakes, and symbols that glowed faintly in the early light. She slowed her pace, holding her breath. The temple felt alive. She reached out to touch the carvings, and a chill ran through her fingers. The stone seemed to hum. Tala knelt down to examine a strange seal on the door. It was circular, filled with golden lines forming shapes she had seen in her research. She traced the patterns with her finger, and to her surprise, some of the lines glowed brighter. Tala whispered to herself, "This is it. This has to be the temple of the Jaguar King." She had read the legend of the ruler who vanished, leaving behind a golden throne said to hold incredible power. No one had ever found it, and yet here it was, hidden beneath centuries of jungle. Her excitement grew, but so did a sense of caution. Local stories spoke of the temple being protected by traps and guardians, both physical and spiritual. Tala had prepared for danger, but she did not know what she would face. She took a deep breath and pushed the vines aside. The door did not budge at first. She studied the carvings, pressing shapes in the order she thought was correct. Slowly, the stone shifted, revealing a dark entrance. A cold breeze blew from inside, carrying the smell of earth and something metallic. Tala stepped forward carefully. The inside of the temple was larger than she expected. The walls were carved with scenes of jaguar warriors, priests, and people bringing gifts to a golden throne. Strange symbols ran along the ceiling, and in the faint light, Tala noticed something strange. The carvings seemed to move slightly, as if the jaguar's eyes followed her. She felt a shiver, but it was not fear. It was wonder. She raised her flashlight and scanned the room. Dust floated in the air, and every step echoed like a drum beat. Tala began sketching the carvings in her notebook. She knew that this temple was not only old but extraordinary. Every detail seemed precise, as if the builders wanted to leave messages for someone far in the future. She walked slowly, her eyes drawn to a raised platform at the far end of the chamber. On it sat a massive golden throne. Even under layers of dust and time, it shone as if polished yesterday. Tala could not believe it. The throne was more magnificent than she had imagined. Jaguars with green gemstone eyes adorned the armrests, and the seat itself was decorated with symbols that glowed faintly. As she stepped closer, the ground beneath her feet trembled slightly. Tala froze, listening. A low hum filled the air, soft at first and then louder. She looked around, but nothing was visible moving. Her mind raced. Was it a natural quake, or something else? Then she noticed faint lines of light rising from the floor, forming shapes that hovered in the air. Holographic images appeared, showing the Jaguar King sitting on his throne, surrounded by his court. The king's eyes seemed to meet hers. Tala could not understand the words at first, but the tone was commanding and urgent. She felt a strange pull toward the throne. Tala shook her head to clear her thoughts. She had expected to find a temple, but not this. Not glowing symbols and moving carvings. She realized that the temple was more than a building, it was alive in a way she had never imagined. She stepped closer to the throne, careful not to trigger any traps. The air smelled stronger of metal and something sweet, like flowers mixed with gold. The hum became a melody, almost like a voice calling her name. Tala's hands trembled as she reached out to touch the golden seed. The carvings pulsed with light, and a warm sensation ran through her fingers. Her heart raced. She knew she had discovered something that could change history, but also something that was dangerous. The legends had been true. The throne of the Jaguar king was real, and it held secrets centuries old. Tala took a deep breath. She had entered a world few humans had ever seen. She whispered to herself, "I will understand you. I will protect your secrets." The temple seemed to respond, glowing brighter in approval. Tala felt that she was no longer just an observer. She was part of the story now, chosen to walk where kings had once ruled. The jungle outside was quiet, but inside the temple, the past was awakening, and Tala knew that this was only the beginning of her journey. Tala stood before the golden throne, her eyes wide with wonder. The air around it shimmered with a strange energy. She could see the jaguar carvings on the armrests glinting like living eyes. As she stepped closer, the floor beneath her vibrated softly. The temple seemed to breathe, as if it recognized her presence. The low hum from the first chamber grew louder, forming a rhythm that echoed through the walls. Tala felt her heartbeat match it, slow and steady at first, then faster as the energy wrapped around her like an invisible cloak. Suddenly, light shot from the throne, filling the chamber with golden rays. Holographic images of the Jaguar king and his court appeared, hovering above the floor. The king's figure was tall and regal, wearing a jaguar mask adorned with gemstones. His eyes glowed, and when he spoke, Tala felt the words inside her mind, not her ears. The language was unfamiliar, yet she understood it perfectly. The king told of the throne's purpose, not just as a seat of power, but as a source of knowledge and strength meant for the worthy. He had been chosen centuries ago to protect the world's secrets, guided by beings from the stars. Tala's curiosity burned brighter than fear. She slowly circled the throne, observing symbols carved into the walls. Each symbol seemed to shift when she looked directly at it, forming patterns that told stories of past rulers and their deeds. She realized that the temple was a library of memories, a place where time and history lived in stone and light. As she reached out to touch a glowing glyph, a panel on the floor moved aside, revealing a hidden staircase leading downward. The hum grew louder, almost like a warning. Tala hesitated, knowing the deeper she went, the more dangerous the temple would become. Yet her desire to understand was stronger. She stepped onto the stairs. The staircase led to a lower chamber filled with more golden carvings and strange devices. Some resembled mechanical animals, their eyes faintly glowing, frozen in time. The walls were decorated with murals of Mayan warriors using tools and weapons far beyond what Tala had studied before. She noticed drawings of flying ships and glowing spheres, as if the civilization had seen the stars and knew more than anyone imagined. Her mind raced. How could humans of that time have imagined such things? Then it hit her. The throne was not only a treasure, it was a gift from someone else, someone advanced enough to guide the Jaguar king. As Tala examined the room, a sudden click echoed behind her. The stone door she had entered from had closed with a loud thud. She rushed to it, but it would not budge. Panic did not set in, but caution did. She realized the temple was alive in ways she did not understand, responding to her movements. The humming grew into a steady vibration under her feet. Glowing glyphs appeared along the walls, forming a pathway of light that led to a central platform. On it lay a small, circular device, covered in strange symbols. Tala approached carefully. As she touched it, the device projected a holographic figure. "I am Ixchel," the figure said, bowing slightly. "I am the guide of the Jaguar King's throne. You have awakened the seed. Few humans have ever come this far. The throne chooses those who are brave, wise, and pure of heart. Your presence is acknowledged." Tala stared in awe. I don't understand. What is this place really?" Ixchel's hologram glowed brighter. "This temple holds knowledge given to your ancestors by beings from beyond your world. The Jaguar King protected this wisdom, ensuring it would not fall into the hands of those who seek power alone. The throne enhances the mind and body of those worthy, allowing them to see the truth of the universe. You must decide if you will accept this responsibility." Tala's hands trembled slightly. The temptation to touch the throne and unlock its secrets was overwhelming. She took a deep breath, steadying herself. "I want to understand," she said. "I want to learn and protect what the Jaguar King left behind." The hologram nodded, and the golden throne glowed brighter, responding to her words. Energy rippled across the chamber, warming her body and sharpening her senses. The carvings on the wall seemed to move with more clarity now, showing past kings, battles, and celestial events. Tala felt as if time itself had unfolded around her, revealing the wisdom of generations. Then the chamber shook violently. Dust fell from the ceiling, and distant rumbling echoed through the temple. Tala realized that activating the throne had sent a signal beyond the temple. Something or someone was coming. She turned toward the staircase, but a part of her did not want to leave. The throne had awakened her mind, showing her glimpses of the future and the dangers that lurked. She understood that knowledge came with responsibility, and that those who sought the throne for selfish reasons could bring great harm. Tala stepped back from the central platform. She knew that the temple was not only a place of learning but also of defense. The throne's power would protect her, but only if she remained wise and careful. The hologram of Ixchel hovered silently, waiting for her next move. Tala's mind was alive with possibilities, her body alert, and her heart filled with determination. She had discovered the first layer of the temple's secrets, and she knew that her journey had just begun. With courage and curiosity guiding her, Tala prepared to explore the deeper mysteries of the throne. She would face challenges, traps, and perhaps enemies, but she was ready. The Jaguar King's legacy was calling her, and she would answer. Tala took a deep breath as she stood in the golden glow of the throne room. The energy around her still hummed softly, wrapping her in a warm sensation she could not explain. Her mind buzzed with the images she had seen of past kings, battles, and strange flying ships. She realized that this temple was far more than a monument of stone and gold. It was a record of knowledge and power, preserved through centuries by the Jaguar King. Ixchel's hologram floated beside her, its glow steady. "The throne was not made by human hands alone," Ixchel explained. "Long ago, beings from the stars guided your ancestors. They shared wisdom and technology far beyond what your people could imagine. The Jaguar King was chosen to protect this gift, ensuring it remained safe until one worthy could awaken it again." Tala stepped closer to the throne, running her fingers over the smooth golden surface. "Beings from the stars," she asked softly. "You mean, aliens?" Ixchel nodded. "Yes. They were not like your world's people. They shared knowledge of energy, travel, and the stars themselves. The Jaguar king learned from them and used this knowledge to guide his people. The throne holds some of that power. It can enhance the mind and body of those it chooses, but it must never fall into the hands of those seeking only personal gain. Tala's eyes widened as she studied the throne more closely. Small symbols along the edges pulsed as if alive. When she touched one, a vision flashed before her eyes. She saw the Jaguar king sitting on the throne, surrounded by beings with glowing eyes and strange tools. They showed him the secrets of the universe, and he used them to build machines and protect his people. Tala felt a connection to him, as if she could sense his thoughts and determination. Can it help me understand their knowledge? Tala asked. Yes, Ixchel replied. But first, you must prove your courage and wisdom. The throne tests those who sit upon it. Many have tried and failed. Only those who are patient, clever, and pure of heart can access its full power. Tala took another deep breath and carefully stepped onto the platform in front of the throne. The golden surface shimmered under her feet. She lowered herself to sit, feeling the warmth spread through her body. At first, nothing happened except a gentle vibration. Then, images and sounds filled her mind. She saw stars she had never known, distant planets, and technologies far beyond her understanding. Her senses sharpened. Colors seemed brighter, and she could hear the faint rustle of the jungle even though she was deep inside stone walls. She gasped as a map of the stars appeared in her mind, connected by lines of golden light. Tala realized that the throne was showing her a network, a path left by the Jaguar king and his alien guides. These were not just visions, they were instructions, knowledge stored for those who could understand it. Tala's heart raced. She had studied astronomy and history for years, but this was beyond anything she had learned. Suddenly, a warning flashed in her mind. Shadows appeared at the edges of the chamber, figures moving silently toward the temple. Tala's pulse quickened. She understood that her discovery had not gone unnoticed. Ixchel's voice echoed in her mind, calm but serious. Dark forces have sought this throne for centuries. They desire its power for themselves. You must be careful. The throne can protect you, but only if you act wisely. Tala rose from the throne, feeling a new strength in her body. Her senses were sharper, her mind clearer. She looked around the chamber and noticed small panels along the walls she had not seen before. Pressing one, a golden shield formed over the entrance, invisible to anyone outside. The temple was defending her, responding to the throne's activation. She smiled, realizing that she was no longer just an explorer. She was a guardian, chosen to protect this ancient legacy. As Tala moved through the chamber, she discovered more devices left by the alien visitors. Some could project images of distant planets, others stored energy in ways she could barely understand. The Jaguar king had been trained to use them, and now she had the chance to learn as he had. The knowledge felt alive, almost like a voice guiding her. Tala understood that the throne was not just a tool of power, it was a teacher. But with each step deeper into the temple, Tala sensed the growing danger. Someone or something was approaching. The throne had awakened, and the world outside the temple had noticed. She felt the weight of responsibility pressing on her shoulders. Every choice she made could protect or endanger the secrets of the Jaguar king. Tala paused and placed her hand on the throne again. I will not fail, she whispered. I will protect your knowledge. I will learn what you have left for me. Ixchel's hologram shimmered in approval. The path ahead is difficult, but you are ready to begin. The Jaguar King's legacy is now yours to guard. Remember, courage and wisdom will guide you, and the throne will assist those who honor its purpose. With a final glance at the golden throne, Tala moved toward the hidden passages she had not yet explored. The temple's energy seemed to pulse with her steps. She had uncovered the truth about the throne's alien origins and its incredible abilities. Now, she had to prepare for the challenges that lay ahead. The Jaguar King's knowledge was hers to protect, and she would face whatever came next with determination, intelligence, and courage. Tala moved cautiously through the deeper chambers of the temple. Her mind was still buzzing from the knowledge the throne had shared with her. Every step she took seemed to make the carvings on the walls glow brighter, as if they were aware of her presence. The air smelled faintly of earth and gold, and the low hum of the throne followed her wherever she went. She knew she could not stay in one place for too long. The knowledge she had awakened was powerful, and she sensed that others might come seeking it. Suddenly, a distant sound reached her ears. It was faint at first, the snap of a branch and the crunch of leaves. Tala froze, listening carefully. The sound grew louder, echoing through the jungle outside. Someone or something was approaching the temple. Her heart pounded. She had always known that discovery came with risk, but now the danger felt real. She stepped back into the throne chamber and placed her hand on the golden seat. The energy that had flowed through her before surged again, sharpening her senses and focusing her mind. A shadow appeared at the temple entrance. Tala could see the shape of a human figure moving cautiously through the vines. She crouched behind a stone pillar, observing carefully. More shapes followed, 4 in total, armed and alert. Tala realized they were mercenaries, skilled and dangerous, seeking the throne for themselves. Her stomach tightened. She had expected challenges, but not this soon. Ixchel's hologram appeared beside her, glowing softly. "These intruders are dangerous," Ixchel said. "They seek the throne's power for personal gain. You must defend the temple. Use its knowledge and your courage wisely. The throne will assist you, but you must remain clever and cautious." Tala nodded, her fear replaced by determination. She studied the carvings and the temple's hidden mechanisms. Small panels along the walls, which had seemed like decoration, began to respond to her touch. The temple had been designed to protect its secrets, and now it was her turn to use them. She activated a trap near the entrance. A series of stones shifted to create a narrow path through which only a small person could pass. The mercenaries approached, unaware of the change, and Tala could see their progress slow. One of the intruders paused, looking around with suspicion. Tala held her breath, watching from behind a pillar. She pressed another glyph on the wall, and a soft golden light extended across the room, forming a barrier. The mercenaries stumbled as if an invisible wall had stopped them. They shouted in frustration, but Tala remained hidden. The throne's energy was guiding her, helping her to outsmart the intruders without direct confrontation. The leader of the mercenaries, a tall man named Rico, stepped forward. His eyes scanned the chamber, and he seemed to sense the throne's presence. "It's here somewhere," he muttered, pointing toward Tala's hiding place. Tala felt a surge of adrenaline. She needed to stay calm. She knew that direct confrontation would be dangerous. Instead, she decided to use the temple itself as her weapon. She activated a series of pressure plates in the floor. Stones shifted, creating new walls and obstacles, forcing the intruders to split up. The jungle outside seemed to respond as well. Branches moved as if alive, tangling around the feet of the mercenaries. Tala could see the confusion in their movements. She smiled quietly. The temple was on her side, responding to her courage and intelligence. Rico grew angry and tried to move toward the throne himself. Tala knew she could not allow that. She pressed another glyph on the wall, and the throne emitted a bright golden pulse. A shield formed around her, invisible to the mercenaries but strong enough to stop any attack. Rico shouted in frustration, waving his hands, but the barrier held. Tala realized that the throne was not just a tool of knowledge, it was a protector. Its energy responded to her will, assisting her in defending the temple. The mercenaries tried to regroup, but Tala was ready. She moved swiftly through the chamber, using her enhanced agility and the throne's guidance. She could see paths that the intruders could not, avoiding traps while guiding them into dead ends. The temple itself became a maze, and Tala's understanding of its secrets gave her the advantage. The mercenaries realized they were being outsmarted by someone who knew the temple better than they could imagine. Rico's frustration turned to fear as Tala appeared behind him. She did not attack, but her presence was enough. The throne's energy flowed through her, making her movements precise and confident. Rico hesitated, realizing he had underestimated the guardian of the temple. Tala spoke firmly. "Leave this place. The throne is not yours. If you come back, you will face the temple itself." The mercenaries hesitated, then retreated quickly, stumbling over the traps and the jungle's obstacles. Tala watched them disappear into the trees. The temple was quiet again. She took a deep breath, her body still trembling with adrenaline. Ixchel's hologram appeared beside her, glowing with approval. "You have defended the throne wisely," Ixchel said. "Your courage and intelligence are recognized. But be aware. This is only the beginning. Others may come, and greater challenges lie ahead." Tala nodded, feeling both pride and responsibility. She understood now that the throne's power came with a duty. It was not only a seat of knowledge but a force that must be protected. She returned to the golden throne and placed her hand on its surface. The energy pulsed gently, as if thanking her for her courage. She knew that she had passed the first test. With determination in her heart, Tala prepared to explore the temple further. She had defended it from intruders, but the secrets of the throne were still vast. She needed to learn, to understand, and to be ready for whatever might come next. The Jaguar King's legacy was alive, and she had become its guardian. Tala moved silently through the temple, her senses heightened by the throne's energy. The golden glow from the throne still pulsed faintly, like a heartbeat, guiding her through the twisting corridors. She knew the mercenaries were still outside, but she sensed they were preparing to return. Their greed for the throne's power would not let them leave empty-handed. Tala had to be ready. She studied the temple's carvings and hidden mechanisms, searching for ways to turn the temple itself into a shield. A sudden rumble shook the stone walls. Dust fell from the ceiling, and Tala realized the mercenaries had found another entrance. They were moving faster now, and she could hear their shouts echoing through the corridors. She took a deep breath and centered herself, letting the throne's energy flow through her. Her mind was clear, her movements precise. She would defend the temple, just as the Jaguar King had centuries ago. The first mercenary appeared in the chamber. Tala stayed hidden behind a stone pillar, watching his steps. She pressed a glyph on the wall, and a section of the floor shifted. Stones rose quickly, forming a barrier that blocked the intruder's path. He cursed, trying to climb over, but the floor panels moved again, forcing him back. Tala realized the temple responded to her will as much as to her courage. She had become its guardian, and it would fight with her. "Rico, the leader, stepped into the chamber next, his eyes scanning for Tala. "She has to be here," he muttered. "I can feel the throne's energy. It's too strong to ignore." Tala did not respond immediately. She knew confronting him directly would be dangerous. Instead, she activated another mechanism, and golden beams shot across the room, creating illusions of moving walls and obstacles. Rico stumbled, frustrated by the shifting environment. Tala watched, analyzing his movements. She realized he was clever, but not clever enough to outsmart the temple itself. She stepped out from her hiding place, her hands glowing faintly with the throne's energy. The mercenaries froze, realizing she was no ordinary human. The throne had enhanced her abilities, giving her strength and speed beyond normal limits. Tala's eyes locked on Rico. "This temple is not for you," she said firmly. "Leave now, or you will face its full power." Rico lunged forward, and Tala moved with agility she had never known before. She dodged his attack and pressed another glyph. The floor beneath him shifted, sending him stumbling into a corridor filled with stone spikes that retracted just in time to avoid serious harm. The mercenaries shouted in confusion, their coordination falling apart. Tala could feel the temple guiding her, responding to her decisions, and amplifying her movements. The golden throne pulsed brighter, sending a protective energy through the chamber. Tala realized she could use it to defend herself and the temple without harming anyone unnecessarily. She moved quickly, guiding the mercenaries through a series of traps, each designed to slow and confuse them. Stones rose and fell, walls shifted, and hidden vines tangled around their feet. Tala's heart pounded, but she felt calm in a strange way. She was not fighting alone. The throne was with her. Rico managed to regroup, reaching for a weapon. Tala activated the final defense mechanism. The throne's energy surged, forming a glowing barrier around her. Rico's weapon struck it, but the shield held firm. Tala stepped forward, the throne's power flowing through her hands. She pressed her palm against the barrier, sending a pulse of energy that knocked the mercenaries off balance. They scrambled to regain control, realizing they could not win against her and the temple together. Tala spoke, her voice steady and commanding. "I warned you. Leave this place. The throne's power is not for those who seek it for themselves. If you continue, the temple will protect itself." Rico hesitated, seeing the determination in her eyes and the strength of the throne's energy. Slowly, he signaled the others to retreat. The mercenaries stumbled through the corridors, struggling against the traps and illusions Tala had set. One by one, they disappeared from sight, leaving the temple quiet once more. Tala lowered her hands, feeling the energy of the throne settle around her. She walked to its golden surface and placed her palm gently on it. The pulsing light softened, and the carvings on the wall seemed to bow in recognition. Ixchel's hologram appeared, glowing warmly. "You have defended the temple wisely," Ixchel said. "Your courage and intelligence are worthy of the Jaguar King's legacy. You have proven that you can protect this knowledge from those who seek it for selfish reasons." Tala nodded, her heart still racing. She knew this victory was important, but it was only the beginning. The throne held secrets far beyond what she had uncovered so far. She had defended it, yes, but now she had to learn and understand its full power. The Jaguar King's legacy was alive in her hands, and the responsibility weighed heavily on her shoulders. She looked around the chamber, taking in the golden throne, the glowing carvings, and the silent mechanisms that had protected her. Tala felt a sense of connection to the Jaguar King and the ancient civilization he had led. She knew she was part of a story much larger than herself. With determination, Tala prepared to explore the deeper mysteries of the temple. The battle had been won, but the knowledge of the throne was far from fully revealed. She would need courage, wisdom, and patience to unlock its secrets. The Jaguar King's legacy was hers to guard, and she was ready for whatever challenges awaited. After the mercenaries had fled, Tala stood in the golden glow of the throne room, her heart still pounding from the battle. The temple had been silent for centuries, but now it seemed to breathe with a new energy. The carvings on the walls shimmered faintly, reflecting the light of the throne as if acknowledging her courage. She knew that the throne had not only given her strength but had also tested her wisdom and patience. It was more than a seat of power, it was a teacher, a guide, and a guardian all at once. Tala stepped closer to the throne, placing her hand gently on the golden armrest. Energy flowed through her again, warmer and calmer than before. Her mind filled with images and sounds, visions of past Jaguar kings and their decisions. She saw how they had guided their people, used knowledge to protect their land, and understood the universe in ways humans rarely remembered. Tala realized that the throne had chosen her not just to defend it but to learn from it, to carry forward the legacy of wisdom and courage. Ixchel's hologram appeared beside her, glowing softly. The throne reveals its knowledge only to those who are worthy, Ixchel explained. You have defended it with courage, but now it will show you the lessons of the Jaguar King. You must learn, not for yourself alone, but for the future of your world. Tala nodded, her eyes fixed on the intricate carvings of jaguars and stars. She felt a deep sense of responsibility settle over her. I am ready, she said softly. The throne's light expanded, surrounding her in a golden glow. Images appeared in her mind, showing how the Jaguar King had received guidance from beings beyond the stars. They had shared knowledge of energy, nature, and the universe itself. Tala could see how he had used this knowledge wisely, teaching his people without abusing the power given to him. She understood that the throne was more than gold, it was a link to intelligence and insight far greater than anything in the modern world. Tala's thoughts drifted to the outside world. The jungle stretched for miles, and beyond it lay cities and towns that knew nothing of the secrets she had uncovered. The throne's energy seemed to answer her unspoken question. She realized that knowledge alone was not enough. It must be protected, guided, and shared wisely. The responsibility weighed heavily on her shoulders, but she felt a strength inside herself that was new and steady. She explored the temple carefully, discovering hidden panels and devices that stored knowledge of the ancient civilization. Some projected images of distant stars and planets, showing civilizations that had existed long before humans had looked beyond Earth. Others stored designs of machines that used energy in ways Tala had never imagined. Each device required thought and understanding to activate. She realized that the throne had prepared her, not just to defend it, but to learn and use its secrets responsibly. As Tala moved deeper into the temple, Ixchel spoke again. Many have sought the throne for selfish reasons. They failed because they did not understand its purpose. You must decide how to protect this knowledge. Will you hide it, share it, or use it to guide others? The choice is yours, but it must be wise and just. Tala paused, thinking carefully. She could not allow the throne's secrets to fall into the wrong hands. Yet she also knew that knowledge had value if used for good. She decided to record everything she had learned, keeping notes and drawings in a secure way that only those she trusted could access. At the same time, she would hide the temple itself, ensuring that only someone worthy could find it in the future. The throne had given her guidance, and she would honor it. She returned to the golden throne and sat carefully. The energy flowed through her again, calmer this time, like a river of light. She felt connected to the Jaguar King, to his people, and to the alien guides who had given them wisdom. She understood that the throne's power was not for personal gain but for protection, learning, and the balance of the world. Tala felt pride and humility at the same time. She had been chosen, and she would live up to that responsibility. As the sun rose outside, its light filtering through cracks in the stone walls, Tala knew she had made the right choice. She would protect the temple and the throne, record its knowledge, and prepare for future challenges. The jungle remained quiet, but the energy of the throne pulsed softly, a reminder that the legacy of the Jaguar King was alive and would continue through her. Tala stood, taking a final look around the chamber. She felt a connection to something much larger than herself. The temple was more than stone and gold, it was a living history, a teacher, and a protector of wisdom. She understood now that her journey had changed her, strengthening her mind, body, and spirit. With determination, Tala prepared to leave the deeper chambers of the temple. She would make sure the throne remained safe, its knowledge preserved, and its power honored. The Jaguar King's legacy was her responsibility now. The temple would wait, but Tala knew that she was part of a story that stretched beyond time, beyond human history, and beyond the stars themselves. She whispered quietly, "I will guard your secrets. I will honor your wisdom. I will protect the throne." The golden throne glowed softly in response, as if approving her words. Tala felt a calm certainty settle in her heart. She had become the guardian of an ancient power, chosen to protect, learn, and guide. The temple was silent again, but Tala knew that its energy and wisdom were alive, waiting for the future she would shape with courage, wisdom, and care. The jungle outside the temple was alive with morning light. Birds sang, leaves shimmered with dew, and a soft breeze carried the scent of earth and flowers. Tala paused at the temple entrance, taking a deep breath. She felt a mixture of relief and pride. The throne had chosen her, taught her, and guided her. She had defended it, learned from it, and understood its purpose. Now it was time to return to the world beyond the jungle. Tala carefully retraced her steps through the temple corridors. The carvings glowed softly as she passed, as if acknowledging her presence one last time. The traps she had activated to protect the throne remained in place, waiting silently for anyone who might seek it without the courage or wisdom to understand it. She paused before the golden throne. Its surface shimmered faintly, and the warmth of its energy wrapped around her hand one final time. Tala bowed her head in respect. "Thank you," she whispered. "I will protect your legacy." Ixchel's hologram appeared, glowing with calm approval. "You have done well, Tala," Ixchel said. "The knowledge you carry is precious. The world may not understand it yet, but your care will ensure it is preserved. The Jaguar King's legacy lives on through you." Tala nodded. Her mind replayed everything she had learned: the visions of the Jaguar King, the alien guides, the hidden machines, and the advanced knowledge stored in the temple. She knew she could not share it all at once. Some secrets were too powerful, too dangerous to reveal without careful thought. But she could teach lessons of courage, wisdom, and respect for knowledge. She could inspire others without risking the throne's safety. As she stepped out of the temple into the bright sunlight, Tala felt a sense of purpose stronger than she had ever known. The jungle stretched endlessly before her, yet she no longer felt small or lost. She carried with her not only the knowledge of the Jaguar King but also the understanding of responsibility, patience, and protection. The throne had prepared her to face challenges beyond the temple, in a world that would one day need her guidance. Tala began her journey back through the thick jungle. She moved carefully, using the skills she had honed while navigating the temple. She knew the path would not always be easy, but she also knew that she was ready. Every step was measured, her mind alert, and her senses sharper than before. The lessons of the throne had strengthened her body and mind. She felt capable of facing whatever challenges might come her way. As she walked, Tala thought about the people beyond the jungle. She envisioned sharing her discoveries in a safe way, teaching history, science, and exploration. She would inspire curiosity and respect for knowledge. Tala understood that the world needed guardians like her, people who valued wisdom over power, and courage over fear. The throne's guidance would always be with her, helping her make the right choices. By mid-afternoon, Tala reached the edge of the jungle. The sun was high, casting warm light over the trees and rivers below. She paused and looked back, the temple hidden from view, its secrets safe once more. She felt a deep connection to the Jaguar King and the generations of guardians who had come before her. They had protected this knowledge for centuries, and now she carried that responsibility into the modern world. Tala set up a small camp for the night, but her mind remained focused on the future. She began organizing her notes and drawings, recording every detail she had learned. She included diagrams of the temple's mechanisms, sketches of the throne, and careful observations of the visions the throne had shown her. Her goal was not to reveal the secrets recklessly, but to preserve them in a way that could guide and inspire others when the time was right. As night fell, the jungle came alive with sounds of nocturnal animals. Tala sat by her campfire, feeling the energy of the throne within her. She realized that knowledge was not just a gift, it was a responsibility. She had been chosen to protect it, to learn from it, and to use it wisely. The lessons of the Jaguar King were now hers to share, carefully and thoughtfully. When dawn came again, Tala resumed her journey, moving toward the nearest village. She carried with her not only the physical notes and sketches but also the confidence and strength the throne had given her. Her steps were steady, and her mind was clear. She knew she had become part of a story far larger than herself, a story that stretched across centuries and beyond the stars. Tala smiled as she approached the outskirts of civilization. The people she would meet did not yet know of the throne, the Jaguar King, or the ancient knowledge hidden in the jungle. But she would guide them, teach them, and inspire them in ways that honored the wisdom she had received. The Golden Throne had chosen her, and she would not fail. As Tala looked back one last time toward the hidden temple, she whispered, "Your legacy will live on. I will guard it. I will honor it. I will protect it for all who are worthy." The jungle remained quiet, the temple hidden and safe. Tala walked forward into the world, carrying the wisdom of centuries and the responsibility of a guardian. She had faced the trials of the temple, defended it from those who sought it for selfish reasons, and learned its secrets. Now she was ready to share its lessons, inspire courage, and protect knowledge for the future of humanity. The Jaguar King's legacy had survived, and through Tala, it would continue to shine.